Hey, my name is Chris. Every day I'm doing a vlog and I'm doing one for 1,000 days. So thank you so much for stopping by and subscribing. If you're not subscribed, subscribe would be awesome. Thank you so much. And every day I talk about something uniquely different. Today I'm going to talk about retirement. Now, I remember in my 20s, my dad saying to me, Chris, think about your pension, your retirement, think about the future. And before you know it, the future does come along. It really does. And there's no putting it off. Time does speed up as you get older, I think. And that is just, I just think it's an inevitable fact about life that time does really go very, very quickly. Now, I remember him saying about a pension, and it was the most, I guess, uninteresting thing that anyone could ever say to me at that particular age. In my 20s, I wasn't really bothered about a pension. Here in the UK though, I think if you start a job somewhere, by law, they have to sort of start a pension for you. So the company starts a pension for you, and then you start saving then towards your old age. And that may be because it takes the burden off the state pension maybe, or something like that. But retirement is something that we all put off. It's not going to happen. It really isn't. And when you think about retiring, the older you get, the more you think about it. That's what I believe. I think that retirement, especially when you hit 40, you can't wait to retire. You just think, oh my God, I wish I could just retire and get out of the rat race, do what I want to do. Especially if you've been doing it for 20 years by then. It's a long time. It's a large portion of your life. And yeah, it's a portion of your life that is never going to come back. It's gone, it's spent, it's over. And when it's over, you can't recover it, can you? So I thought about retirement and pensions a lot more from my 40s onwards, I think. And in my 40s, I just remember thinking, gosh, I wish I just could retire now. No, I know people who've retired in their 40s. Retirement is, I guess, an attainable goal for a lot of people early on. And if that's the case, that's so magical. That's a gift. That's so amazing. And I really, really believe that if you're thinking about retirement, then just put every effort that you can into maybe securing that goal. You're giving yourself the opportunity of time, not being a slave to a job, not being a slave to the things that you don't necessarily want to do. And doing things that you don't want to do is necessary for a lot of people. Because there's mortgages, there's rents, there's bills, there's all sorts of things where you need to work in order to have a lifestyle that's conducive to you and your family. So yeah, retirement, it's one of those things that just sits in the back of your mind. You don't really give it the consideration when you're younger. You don't give it the consideration for thinking about how soon do I want to give up work. And that is the gift to yourself, isn't it? The gift is saying, I just don't want to be part of the rat race anymore. I don't want to be part of the thing that I just feel is just taking up too much of my time. And maybe that's because maybe the work-life balance isn't there. Everybody talks about that, don't they? Everybody says about having a work-life balance. And retirement and pensions and all these things just make whatever time you have left affordable, doable. I know some people aren't in that position. They're going to have to work until probably they're 90. And that's a real tragedy, I think. That's such a shame. If you find yourself in that position, then that's just unenviable. And I do sort of sympathize and empathize with you. But the goal of retirement is to do the things that you want to do when you want to do it, not be a slave to getting up so early in the morning, where you could maybe have a lay-in, where you could pursue your hobbies, your interests, your goals, spend more time with the people that you love, that you care about, where people know that you're accessible, and that opens up a new world to you. So yeah, retirement, there's so many aspects to it, and so many fundamental issues around it. But ultimately though, it's having the foresight, being able to forecast where you're going to be, when you're going to be there. And the things I think that are important to people is that as long as you're in good health, as long as your health is pretty good, and as long as you're able to just enjoy the ending stage, if you like, so that you can maximize the time that you have. I know some people really covet money. They really do, especially when they get older. They understand the cost of something, but not the value of it. The value of an experience versus the cost of that experience. Well, sometimes when you retire, you have to think about cost because you're on a budget. But there are some people that I know that are retired who don't necessarily understand the true value of money and what its place in retirement is. They would rather covet it, store it, stash it away, rather than use it to offer them experience. And I think that's such a tragedy for them, because money is a tool. Money is an object, if you like, to get the things that you want, to do the things that you want, to experience the things that you want, because life is just a one-shot deal. It's not guaranteed for any of us. So you must say to yourself, I'm going to try to enjoy this phase of my life. And the whole point of me having worked all my life for this pension is so that I can enjoy it. And I'm not here just to be parsimonious and save it and for a rainy day, because your rainy days are getting limited. Yes, they are. In retirement, you won't have as many ahead of you as if you were in your 20s. So I think the average age maybe for people to retire here in the UK is in the 60s at some point. 66 is the state pension age. 66. Wow. And I'm sure that will probably head up towards 70 by the time people are ready. 70. Wow. 70. I know there are other places around the world where when you get your pension, I think the earliest is probably about 55. Maybe that's about right. Maybe 55 is a pretty good age. If you can retire at 55 and do the things that you want to do, that's pretty amazing. And I wouldn't say luck has played a part in it. You've probably worked very, very hard to get to that point. So good for you. Good for you. That's incredible. Retirement, though, yeah, means nothing if you haven't got your health. And being healthy, being in a good place physically, so that you can meet the demands of whatever's coming your way in your retirement, that is so necessary, isn't it? And yeah, being able to occupy the time that you have, the more free time with conducive, positive things. And that's all we want, isn't it? All we want to do is spend time with people who mean something to us, in a place where we're comfortable, where we're happy, where we're joyful, with the things that we love. And sadly, pensions and money and retirement, it's something that we all have to think about, because it's something that's going to come our way, hopefully. And there's plenty of people that don't make it. There's plenty of people who pay into the state pension who don't cross the line, and that's such a loss and such a tragedy. And of course, all that money probably goes into the government melting pot, and that money then is equally distributed maybe to other people who are going to retire. And some would say that's just your fate, that's just your luck. But it is a tragedy if you've paid into it all your life and suddenly you find yourself in a circumstance where health-wise, you're not able to sort of enjoy the benefits of what you've paid in. But here in the UK, it comes out of your pay every single month, every single week, whenever it is you get paid. But I just thought I'd talk about that subject today, retirement. I've started to think about it more from the age of 40, because retirement means freedom. It means the ability to do the things that you want, when you want to do it, with who you want to do it. And that freedom is lovely. It's like a permanent holiday. Now, to some people that would be horrible, wouldn't it? To some people, they would say, oh, I couldn't think of anything worse. I just don't want to give up work. And if that's them, that's them. If you're the person that just wants to covet money and just hold on to money and not use it as experience, then that's up to you. Anyway, that's kind of my take on retirement, but I'd be really interested in what your take on it is. And I just wondered if you're retired, if you're in a position to retire, or even if you're in your 20s and you're watching this video and you're thinking, oh, this guy is talking rubbish and I really want to, I don't even care about pensions and retirement. Well, maybe you should. Maybe if you consider it now, it might mean that you retire and give up work earlier. And when you walk out that door at the age of 45, 50, 55, that's a pretty good place to be. That's what I think. On that note, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate this. This is part of my 1000 day vlog series where I drop a video every day. If you could like and subscribe, I'd love that. It would be really, really good. Thank you. It really helps me out. And I'll be back again tomorrow with something uniquely different. Until then, I'll see you then. Bye now.